G'day, John Canny here. Well, I've just come back from another trip to the Outback. This was quite a long trip. It started at Queensland and we headed right down to Victoria, right down to Sorrento and then back up. So I've started this video from Melbourne and we've headed up through the Flinders Ranges. And yeah, look, it was a really interesting trip up through there. And unfortunately, the weather turned bad on us up there and we got ourselves into a bit of trouble. So you'll see that this video's got a couple of parts. Part one, I guess, was the part of the trip that was reasonably uneventful. The second part of the trip got really eventful. I hope you enjoy following this video series to its conclusion. So let's go. We start off and we're well on the road towards Mildura. We're heading to the Dig Tree. And the Dig Tree is a famous spot in southwest Queensland where explorers Burke and Will unfortunately lost their lives, or near there lost their lives, after heading right up to the top of Australia and then back. But the story still ended in tragedy, unfortunately. So we'll talk about that a bit later when we get up there. So we've got to go through the outback of South Australia, through the beautiful outback of the Flinders Ranges. So I'm sure you're going to enjoy this trip. It's a bit different for me because I've got my wife Mara and my stepdaughter Poppy with me, and particularly for Poppy, it's her first adventure to the outback. So we're looking forward to having some fun there and seeing how it goes. It's going to be hot. It's summer here in Australia, so the temperatures will be in the mid-30s. So our first stop is the top north-west corner of Victoria, which is one of the lowest states in Australia, in a place just out of a big town called Mildura. So we'll be camping on the river up there for the first night. There's a bit of activity down here with boats and whatnot, but the girls and the dog are having a good time in the water here. This is the Murray River. It's pretty hot, about 34-35 degrees. But you can see the activity on the river here today. And around here we've got a few more kids. So great day for it and great spot for our first night's camp. Well, waking up on our first morning by the Murray. Beautiful here by the Murray River. Great little spot, as I said, in Melbourne, or Melbourne Common it's called. Free camping. There's no facilities here, but there's a few campers along. And what have we got here? There's Poppy and Cosmo. So different trip, dog and child. So we're heading out of our first night's camp and we're heading into South Australia today and hopefully find a good camp spot. We're coming to a quarantine station, so we're heading crossing into South Australia from Victoria, and there's strict quarantine restrictions on fruit and vegetables going across border. G'day.
Hi, how are you today?
Good.
Just a quarantine check, so any fresh fruit and vegetables?
No, we stopped at the bin down there and emptied out.
Okay.
You want to have a look?
Yes, thank you. We'll have a quick look through your car.
Yep, sure.
So, start on the back seat here.
Yep.
Whoops, watch your hat, about to fall out there. So nothing in the back, nothing in there. What, hi!
So we're all clear. Very friendly personnel. You got to be careful bringing this stuff across the border, and rightly so. So we're on our way now. So we're heading into Burra now. We're going to stop here. There's some old mines in this town that'll be So this is the remains of the old copper mine at Burra. So an interesting town to stop if you're coming up this way at Burra and have a look at this mine. You can actually, what they call, buy the key and get into all these buildings to have a look. But it's like 30 bucks a head, which to me seems a bit excessive. But it's a hot day, but a very interesting stop. So here we are. We've arrived at a little spot called Apilla Springs, where we're going to spend the night. It's a quiet little camp spot. Gives the dog a chance to have a swim. We're probably not going to swim in that water though. So heading out of our campsite at Apilla Springs, had a good night's sleep, that's for sure. It was beautiful, not quite as hot. And we're heading up towards Melrose and then to Quorn and up to Hawker. So we're really getting into the interesting part of the southern Flinders Ranges.
Yeah.
So we're at Wilmington, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's your name?
David.
David. So David's, you run the museum here?
Yep.
And how many of these Defenders have you got and Land Rovers?
All up, we got near on 50 Land Rovers.
50 Land Rovers.
From Series 1 from 49 right the way through to about 2000.
Wow. Well,
so there's discos as well.
Well, I tell you
no
what,
Range Rovers.
If you're coming up to the Flinders Ranges, this is the place to stop. Come and see David's
so there's a few.
Museum. Look, what have we got? What's your most outstanding vehicle, do you reckon?
Oh, I don't know. I like the Parenti.
What about
No
the Jeep over there? There's a Jeep?
Jeep's good. Yep.
Yeah?
I've got 4 of them.
4 of those, wow.
Yeah.
So you see you've got 50 of them around the back here, have you, David?
Come around and have a look.
Yeah, can we go and have a quick look?
There's number 3 station wagon.
Oh yeah, we've got number 3 station wagon. God, those guys have been sitting in there for a while.
Yeah, they've passed having time to sleep.
Probably waiting for a service, are they?
Yeah. And then that one's a 1958 Series 1. October 1958.
1958. Wow.
Family car.
Look at that. Fantastic. Oh, we've got a few in the back here. And how have you collected all of these, David?
Oh, just over the last 50 years, basically.
Right, over 50 years you've been collecting them.
Yeah, with Dad.
Right. So what do we got there?
That's number 2 diesel.
Number 2 diesel, and then
Series 1. Number 26 long wheelbase.
20. Okay.
And the 53. Series 1. On the end, 52 Series 1 80-inch. 68 ex-military. And then a 63 station wagon. So that's 53, totally original one from the station.
What have we got here? Now, so tell us about this.
Okay, so this is my collection, 60 years of collecting.
Right.
So there's all your Matchbox cars, up to 1980, from the beginning of 53.
Wow.
All there.
From 53 to 1980,
Yep.
we've got these Matchbox toys collection. Wow, and look at them. You've even got the Matchboxes.
Yep.
Sensational. But look further.
And then there's all the other different brands and stuff.
Farm toys. Wow. What a collection. Corgi toys. 1956 to 80. Micro models. Dinky toys.
And that's all your dinky toys from 1933 to 79. It's not every colour, but it's every model.
The Jeeps up there. Some Land Rovers. Good. This is unbelievable. Land Rovers, look at them. The bottles.
That's the largest collection of them in Australia.
I wouldn't doubt it's the largest collection in Australia. I would suggest the world would be struggling to beat this collection. So here we are at a place called Death Rock, which is, don't know why it's called Death Rock, but it's pretty scary up there. See the beauty of this area. Look at that rock. And we've got little pools of water down there. There's not much water, unfortunately, because it's summer and it's dry. It's summer and it's dry. Well, good morning. We've stopped overnight at a place called Rawnsley Park. Now, this is quite an amazing place. Firstly, it's blowing a gale, an absolute gale. You can probably hear it in the microphone here. I can't stop that. And if I go around the other side of the car, it's going to blow even more. But this is a beautiful spot. It's really quite commercialised in a way. It's a caravan park really in the bush. But look, I'll say a couple of things about it. It cost us $30 to stay here overnight, and some of the best facilities I've seen in the Outback or in a caravan park for a long time. The toilets are just beautifully cleaned every couple of hours, and hot showers, all for $30 just for the vehicle in an unpowered site. If you wanted a powered site, it's about $43 a night, which is still really, really cheap. So we're travelling into Walpena Pound area. Interesting sky. We've got blue sky over there and we've got dark sky over here, so it's interesting to see what the day's going to turn out like. So Stokes Hill, a bit windy up here. Wow, see the lightning up there? Got a chance to cook some breakfast. Okay, so look at this for a spot to, a bit of a storm out there. Okay, so we're in a town called Blinman. Now we're in the northern Flinders Ranges. This is the Hotel Blinman, the home of the homemade pub pie. So they've got some pretty good pies here, I believe. So their motto is pop into the pub in the scrub for a cold in a can of beer. Okay, so that's where we are. So there's not much in this town, as you can see. There we are, but it's a nice pub and they have cold beer. So here we are, we're all having a coldie at the pub in the scrub. Are you having a coldie, darling?
Yeah.
Good girl.
It's really nice.
What could be better than a cold beer at the Flinders Hotel? Well, we found a campsite at Chambers Gorge, completely alone. There's no one anywhere near us here. It's a beautiful spot. Could get a drop of rain. It's looking a bit rain-like over there, but it's lighter here. But yep. Okay, we're still at Chambers Gorge, which is about, I think about 100 kilometres south of Akarula and north of a town called Blinman. But at the moment it's raining, so the temperature's dropped significantly. It's been quite warm, but temperature's dropped down now to probably about 23 degrees. And as you can see, there's a bit of rain happening out there. Oops, a bit of lightning. So nothing too serious at this stage. The ground's very sticky, but oh, a bit of thunder. But I wouldn't want 3 inches of rain. Might be interesting getting out then. So morning at Chambers Gorge, and what a beautiful place this is, that's for sure. Good night's sleep, not a soul around for miles and miles and miles. Look at this place. Just fantastic. Very spiritual place, very important to the Aboriginal community around here. There's our camp over there set up. Look, what could be better than that? We've travelled probably close to about 4,000 kilometres now since left home. The Ineos Grenadier has not missed a beat at all. It just keeps going. I've done 17,500 kilometres in it now, and I just haven't had any problem whatsoever. Okay, yeah, occasionally I get a trailer lamp warning light that comes on for a while, and I must say also I've had a warning light about the power steering. I had that checked out before I left. I got the car serviced at 13,000 kilometres. It's now 17, just before I left, and I said, look, this has started to pop up occasionally. They checked out the system, assured me that the issue was just a software issue. And they did have a software update, but said, look, if everything's going fine, basically, and you're going on a big trip to the Outback, which we are, we'll do the software update if you're happy when we come back. So I'm looking forward to having that done. Got a few things to be done when I get back. They're going to replace my side steps because of the corrosion on them. They've got door seals to replace, and they've got a software update to do. So looking forward to that, but the car's been just fabulous, absolutely fabulous. I love it. Okay, this is a familiar procedure when you're travelling in the Outback with an Ineos Grenadier. That 90 litre tank just doesn't cut it. Fortunately, they carry 80 extra litres top of the trailer at the back. But gee, it'd be nice to have an extra 40 litres in this tank here, or a long range tank. Okay, we're just getting near arriving at Arkaroola Wilderness Sanctuary. Now this is a sanctuary in northern Outback, South Australia. The road's pretty rough here, so there's a lot of noise. Well, we've done about I think 30 kilometre circuit around the wilderness park here. It's four-wheel drive, not overly challenging, but it's bloody hot. It's 39 degrees Celsius, which is, I don't know, that's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're heading down a little track now to Arkaroola Springs. Hopefully there's some water in there, but I don't think there will be. But this again is different countryside or different landscape to what we've been driving through before, but no less beautiful, no less amazing. Now what we're supposed to find here is water. It's supposed to be a permanent spring, but there's nothing. There's no water here. And this gives you some idea of what Australia's like. I was looking at the sign earlier. The roads are closed where we want to go up to Inaminka at the moment because of floods and flood damage. And that's only a few hundred kilometres up the road. Yet if we look here, we see nothing. No water anywhere. Look at that. You'd expect it to pour down there, wouldn't you, when it gets really wet? But this is interesting countryside again. We're obviously in a creek or riverbed, and amazingly I can feel a few raindrops falling. I'm sure I'm not going to get washed away, but it's interesting to see the landscape here and just how amazing and different it is. So we're going into some fairly remote areas now. We've left Arkaroola and we're heading up to Mount Hopeless towards Inaminka. Okay, well this is a little bit of a problem for us. Mount Hopeless to Inaminka on the Strzelecki track is closed due to flood and flood damage. That really is our only way home. I don't know how we're going to get around this one yet, but that's a problem. Mount Hopeless to Lyndhurst, we can get across there, four-wheel drive or heavy vehicle over 3 tonne, but that's not where we want to go. That's heading west. We want to go north so we can get up to Inaminka and then the Dig Tree, which was our goal. So I don't know what we're going to do about that, but we'll find a way.